Hello everyone and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3. We are playing as France in March of 1943. We've managed to survive thus far with the lowland countries intact, with the coast of Denmark, well, not the coast of Denmark, but the majority of island Denmark still in our control, which meant that we prevented Norway and Sweden from falling to Germany. Italy has still not declared war on us because they are... they're pansies. They don't want to deal with us. Even though we have just the barest of defenses on their border, they just don't want to deal. Like, they probably have 3 or 4 times the number of troops. And they could deploy a whole bunch more. But yeah, they just don't want to deal with it. They're afraid. They're scared of us. We have managed to keep the Germans penned up in the Balkans. Yugoslavia still exists and is independent. Italy did take over Albania, but they are too scared to attack Greece, and if they do attack Greece, that'll really just bolster our front lines over here, so I'm kind of hoping that they do attack Greece, though it's a little bit late for them to do so. Also, it's a little bit late for them to attack Yugoslavia, and they don't even have troops on the Yugoslav border. We have been preventing Germany from getting Yugoslavia on their side. They are drifting towards Axis, but we've been doing our darndest to keep the Yugoslav forces out of the fascist side. And I think that was a good decision. I might have wanted to focus on Hungary a little bit, because Hungary is starting to be sort of an issue with just how much land they've taken from Romania. Like, all of this land is technically Hungarian land still. And Romania sort of caused a problem because they actually legitimately surrendered. Like, they're just completely gone now. They're not a government in exile. They aren't still resisting the complete takeover of their country, so they aren't going to spawn a whole bunch of partisans for the freedom of their country or anything like that. They just completely surrendered their country to both Hungary and Germany. So, like, this is land actually owned by Germany now, and this is land actually owned by Hungary now. We can't just liberate it for Romania. Kind of sucks, but I mean, hey, it makes it a little bit more interesting. At the end of last episode, we just completely destroyed 90,000 German troops. I think it's actually about 80,000 German and 10,000 Hungarian troops, but it was a pretty big victory anyway. I mean, let's see, one of our corps is 50,000 troops, so when we lost 2 infantry divisions up here, which sucked, but who understands this game, that was 20,000 French troops that was basically taken prisoners of war by Germany, but we just took 90,000 Hungarian and German soldiers as basically POWs, removed them from the game. But they couldn't regain their organization, so they had no ability to keep on fighting. They just surrendered. It's perfectly fine by me to kill the Germans like that. Just remove their manpower from the game. That's fine by me. They were suffering from some supply problems, but I'm thinking that they aren't anymore. We can do just do a small pinprick, just 1 hour long attack up here. Yeah, there's no lack of supply penalty anymore. So whatever their supply problems were, they fixed it. Honestly, the supply system in this game is sort of crap. I really don't want to get into how the supply system works, because nobody really understands it. No one understands this game. Okay, so we have some highly experienced troops over here now that need desperately some reorganization. They attacked us in Vidin. That's fine. We'll just lose your organization. They're attacking across the river, although they are throwing more units in. We could do a counterattack, but I'd prefer not to. We'll just let that attack go on for a little bit. We are pretty well dug in. We have a plus 2% modifier. That's really not that spectacular of a modifier in terms of a dig-in bonus. Oh, it's because we just recently attacked. We reset our dug-in bonus, right? But we still got 5-to-1 ratio in terms of troop losses. Bulgaria, that is stupid. That is really dumb. I mean, good job on taking a province back, but that's really kind of stupid. Okay, so we're back up to 255 manpower. We were at 300 a little bit ago, but we are doing some construction. Speaking of the construction, we will be able to deploy a few more mechs fairly soon. Actually, we have these 2 units. Let's just attach them to the 12th Corps. 12th Corps will be a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger than a normal infantry corps, but that's all right. It's fine by me. If we were playing for the long haul, like against the Soviet Union, what we don't want is to be fighting on an equal footing with the Soviet Union. You don't want to attack masses of infantry with your own infantry if you don't have a whole bunch of manpower to spare like the Soviet Union does. So you really want to mechanize your army as quickly as possible. That's the most efficient manpower usage way to actually fight a war. It's not really the most efficient in terms of like boots on the ground, obviously, but when you're fighting the Soviet Union, you can't fight a war of attrition. You need to be able to actually, encircle the units and do what we just did up here in St. George to Germany again. We're going to continue to let our organization return. We basically just completely spent a few of our units' organization in that attack there. And yeah, a little bit of more morale for our mobile units would be great here, so that we would be able to do one of these things again in the even nearer future. But I still think it's absolutely spectacular. It's quite a victory to just completely remove 9 Axis units from the game. That is quite a coup, in my opinion. Okay, so we'll dig in here, and we want to let them filter back into St. George again and get another stupid amount of units over here on this destroyed naval base. We'll see if we can entice them to do that again. So here we have 1 armor division, and we have 2 armor divisions over here. So we have 4. We'll send the British and you 2 and you over here. You've got 2 infantry divisions. You have an infantry and a marine division, so we'll send you over here. We'll do 1-to-1. Nice and easy. We'll let the Germans take St. George yet again. It doesn't have any industry or any resources or any leadership or manpower, so we're not losing anything by messing around with our little sort of exploity. I mean, it feels exploity, but it also feels like a legitimate surround, like a legitimate cutoff. Like, why in the world are the Germans being so stupid as to just completely... Well, I mean, they weren't being stupid. Yeah, get out of there, please. It's really not that stupid of them. Like, I don't know what their problem was with the supply issue, honestly. I think maybe it was that the Germans were... Like, is it a Corsica thing? Like, the Germans, they think they're going to be able to supply a paratrooper here out of this port, but since they have no ports connected to their capital that can get into the Mediterranean, because we're in control of Gibraltar and the Suez Canal, they can't actually get boats in here to supply anybody. So maybe when they only have a land connection, they're sending all of their supplies through Hungary. But when they have a sea connection, they see that as a more direct route to send their supplies. So they only... Oh, well, okay. There goes Communist China. I mean, it was nice of you to join the Allies. Oh, and they just completely surrendered as well. Alright, well, there will be no Communist China this game. Absolutely none. Single division attack in Salina. Where's Salina? Oh, that's over here. Okay, yeah, go for it. We're fairly well dug in. 20% bonus. We do have a slight stacking penalty, though. I'm not a big fan of that slight stacking penalty. Let's move this rather damaged unit back. Yeah. You'll do more good reinforcing than on the front lines right now. Oh, that's our skill level 5 max rank General Kolitz. Pretty awesome dude. We're being attacked in this province too. They really want us out of here. Okay, they took St. George again from us. We're doing very well in repulsing these attacks. And we have the 1st Division. Just move up here. Move up here. We have the first division of our new armored corps. Now, I don't remember where I was going to deploy this armored corps. I mean, it makes sense to deploy it to the Maginot Army. It also makes sense to deploy it down here to the Italian Army. Okay, so I need to figure out which number we're on of armored corps. We have the first armored corps over here. You don't have an armored corps. You don't have an armored corps. We moved an entire French army over here. That's the second armored corps. I think this must be the third armored corps. Yeah, we have Brit corps and all that fun stuff over here. I think this is the third armored corps. So we'll just, that's what we'll name it. Third. Oh, am I using the British spelling or the American spelling? Oops. Third Armored Corps. Now I need to find that first one again. I'm using the British spelling. Alright. A-R-M-O-U-R. Armour. Alright. We've got the beginnings of the Third Armored Corps. And if they want to throw away their manpower up here, yeah, 4-to-1 ratio of losses is a battle that I will take every single day of the week. We do need to spend some more time reinforcing, though. And they're just going crazy over here. Absolutely insane. So, okay. So they took St. George. They're rebuilding the infrastructure of St. George. I think what we need is to continue to do port strikes over here. Do our best to just completely demolish their port. Mechanized offensive? Where are you on here? Right here. Okay, better organization for our motorized and mechanized is always good. We need this. We absolutely need combined arms warfare. Yes. Okay, so we keep this port as damaged as possible. Like, that's what we'll use this unit for. So it can't bring in many supplies on a daily basis. And then we wait. We wait a little bit, a few days, for them to burn through the supplies that they already have. Third Armored Corps. We'll attach you already to the Italian Army. And it looks like, yeah, they're giving us more. Really, a British HQ. I don't want a British HQ. Okay. We have the London District and the West Lancashire area, neither of which, and the Aldershot Command, they're just giving us a whole bunch of HQ divisions? What are you doing? Okay, alright, fine. Attach you to the Aldershot Command. I'll attach you to the Aldershot Command. Well, no, you're a corps level. Oh, that's alright. Oh boy, this is getting weird. And you, yeah, I mean, West Lancashire area. Fine, fine. Got another little British army up here. Interesting stuff. Did I just see that we were under attack in the air? Ooh. They're counter-bombing us? They are counter-bombing us. From here, I'm guessing, because yet again, they've got 12 units based here. That must be a pain for them. Okay, tactical bombers doing just fine. We'll do runway cratering yet again. See if we can damage any aircraft while they're on the ground, and continue to weaken their air base over here. Because, yeah, they are actually attacking us in the air. Yeah, it looks like they're not going to fall for it again. They're not going to pile units on over here in Port George. St. George, sorry. Let's leave the infantry over here. We'll try to set up again for our little move. Just let's strategic redeploy them. 1, 2, and 3 infantry should be just fine to hold up province. We'll put the British armored divisions in Lahm. 2 over here. Actually, no, we'll do 3 over here. Yeah, that should be okay. And if they're not going to pile on a whole bunch of units over here in St. George, then I don't think it's worth it to do that little nonsense again. But we'll wait and see what they plan on doing. In the meantime, the Japanese still haven't taken Indochina from us, which is fine by me, because the longer we hold Saigon, the more rare materials and stuff we'll get. A better aircraft engine. Just basically a flat bonus to our air defense and our speed, which is always nice. I think at this point we can start the research on the drop tanks, and it won't be wasteful. Our aircraft probably aren't upgraded all the way because they've been in action so much. Yeah, the small fuel tank is at 80% on you, 78% on you. Yeah, I think researching drop tanks at this point is good. Look at that. As soon as I say, we're not going to do it again, they go ahead and they just stack so many units over here. May even be worth it to push in right through here. Those are both plains provinces again. We'll see. We'll see how well this works. If we get stymied here, I mean, this is going to be a long front to defend, as well as, I mean, it's going to be quite the hammer to our anvil, which is really just the ocean. We need to keep them from holding Constanta, because if this is the only place that they can get supplies from, and this naval base is just so weak. Like, okay, let's do a comparison here. Highlight the province. Sofia has a level 8 naval base. Sorry, this is Varna. This isn't Sofia. Sofia's over here. Varna has a level 8 naval base, and you can ship in 52.8 units of supplies every day. Constanta has a level 6 naval base, and you can ship in 47 units of supplies per day. So if this were full, it's a level 7. It would be able to bring in somewhere between 47.8 and 52.8, so about 50 units of supplies per day. Now, for comparison, our infantry division, over here, the 1st Infantry Division, interesting, it requires 3.5 units of supplies per day. So 50, you would be able to supply, what is that, 15 or 16 infantry divisions off of just this one port, right? And this one, 15, 16, maybe 17, you'd be able to bring in some units of fuel as well, so you'd be able to support the armored divisions, which do require a bit more. Like our armored mechanized tank destroyer over here requires 7 units of supplies and 13 units of fuel. So these are really, really thirsty things. They are not easy to supply. But with right now, with the naval base at 0.2, they are able to ship in 2 units of supplies per day. And on top of that, they can't even get into the Black Sea because they can't get into the Mediterranean through either of its entrances. So if they are attempting to supply the entire army down here in this German region off of that one base, like all of these units, as long as we let them have this base, all of these units will be completely out of supply. Okay, there's more delay reduction. We need to pop this back up to the top. Get that researching as quickly as is humanly possible. And, okay, just a few days, just a few hours until we are able to start our armored advance. And we're going to follow the plains. We're going to go through the woods here. We're going to loop around Bucharest and basically push in through here and trap as many German units as possible. And just eat them. Just eat them up. Not literally eat them, but, you know. Okay. I don't know if I want to attack into Jena here. That seems... Well, let's try. Let's try just right-clicking, you know? Let's try just pushing right straight in through. We're going to leave 3... Okay, 2 armored units attacking straight up. Of you, we're going to have our 2 armored units and 2 infantry units attacking straight up. And 2 armored units. I guess we only have 1 infantry division in reserve over here. Let's slow it down a little bit, see how we're doing. Okay, they do not have lack of supplies. Good, okay. Well, I mean, that kind of sucks. So this is not going to work. No, we're going to be repulsed here. Because of that darn river crossing penalty. This is not going to happen, no. Let's break all these attacks off. We're going to need to focus on just one. Yeah, they'll do a little counterattack, which won't work either. Yep, there you go. Fairly even nonsense up there. We're going to need to just have, I think Caliphate up here is going to be our breakthrough point. We're going to need all of our attention to be focused just on Caliphate. It's going to be really expensive, but we'll break through eventually. In the meantime, we need to wait until we have our units reorganized, possibly reinforced a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be an expensive little engagement over here. Wait for all these yellow markers to go away, telling us we can attack again. In the meantime, we should probably use our close air support. Let's let our close air support reorganize for just a little bit. Okay, yellow marks are gone. It is 5 o'clock on the 27th of April. We're going to do a ground attack in this province alone, and we're going to use 2 infantry and a... Oh, you can't attack in that province. I'd like to have three nearby provinces to attack with. Maybe one will be fine. Maybe this will be good. Okay, so we'll use you guys in here. We'll attack with just the Brits first, and we're going to move you units into here and you over to there. See if we can... Oh boy, look at that. 220% defense modifier. My goodness. We have a skilled general, better than his. Just a little bit better, but better. We're only at 20%, and we're going down, which sort of sucks. Yeah, I think those British armored divisions are not that spectacular. But we can rotate people in just as soon as they get into this province. Let's throw another armored division in. Get them in the reserve line. Because we have one that's sort of failing here. But we've also depleted the organization of one of the British mountain divisions. Sorry, the German mountain divisions. So they are a little bit weaker now. The front line's a little bit weaker. We have the third... where are you, the third? Is that a Bulgarian division? That would make sense. That would make sense as to why they're doing so crappy in terms of organization. Okay. Well, that's fine. Doing alright here. They haven't started moving in earnest to redeploy yet. Yeah, there they go. There's some more reinforcements being brought in. We need to throw you in and you in. There's another one gone. Yeah. They got an infantry division here, but he's not on the front lines just yet. Hopefully we can deplete their front line before he gets there. Probably not going to happen. He's got a 4.5% reinforced chance. It's pretty good. Still have a full front line, and we have some reserves. That river crossing penalty sucks. Okay, yeah, he did get to the front lines. Better research and better medium fuel tanks. Alright, let's take a look at this. Electronic computing machine is fine. We're getting agriculture. First aid might be nice. I think education is actually more important at this point. Medium fuel tank. We could do that again. Better defense. I don't think that's important. What is important? Light bomb development is fairly okay. Let's do a medium bomb. Let's do just a little bit of medium bomb research. Do a little bit better with our tactical support planes. Tactical bombers. Which are keeping the skies free of Germans in this area. They are counter-bombing us. Let's use our multi-rolls in a bigger air superiority. Oh boy, we are running out of fuel. Only 4,000 left. We're using 50 a day. How we doing? How we doing? Get rid of them. Yeah. Okay, so they're not having supply issues, which sort of sucks. I don't think they're going to be able to reinforce this in time. What they will be able to do, probably, is do a counterattack from this province, which is going to suck. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to have the ability to cross this river and withstand their counterattack. Ow. They got him on the front. Sucks. And they're bringing more reinforcements in. My goodness. Okay. We actually did well. We only lost about 8,000. They lost about 10,000. That's pretty good. Okay, stop your advance. Who do you have moving in there? Full strength infantry, which is good. You are going to be fairly useless. You are going to be very useless. You're good? Okay. So at this point, I want you to move in. I want you to move in. The rest of you... no, I want you to move in too. You're an armor division. The rest of you can sort of stick around. I want one division moved over there. One of you moved over here. I want you to move in. And you to move in. And you to move in. We'll see if this works. We got there. Very experienced. Not very much organization. We're being counterattacked by a single infantry unit. I'm sure this number is going to increase. And they're having a lack of supply penalty. That is fantastic. We need to just continue the attack. Okay, yeah, you can't attack for another few hours because you were attacked. So we need to watch this province here. You can still attack, but you're very weak on organization. I mean, just do it anyway. Yeah, with this negative 50% lack of supply penalty. I mean, yeah. Go. Go, go, go. I mean, yes, you're very weak. You're losing a lot of organization. Okay, yeah, I'll break off that attack. Who do we have here? You're fully strength. You're fully strength. Keep going. Most of this is apparently core HQs, which is funny. They are getting units to the front to stand against us, though. Got another armored division down here. Ready to go? Ready to go. I'm gonna sort of withdraw you because you're gonna be useless up here on the front line. Yeah, let's throw another full strength infantry on the front. Please get to the front line. It'd be great if you got to the front line. Alright, wonderful. Break him. Boom, broken. Okay, I'm gonna leave an infantry unit here. You are moving. You are retreating. You, too important to retreat. You're gonna move forward. You're gonna move forward, so we're gonna leave 2 infantry divisions here. We're gonna move... I can't really afford to move anyone. I'm gonna move you over here. Bring you up here. think we're safe to assume that they're not going to attack us while they're having supply difficulties. Move forward, move forward. Alright. Oh my goodness. Well, this is a cliffhanger if I've ever seen one. Okay, we have most of the German forces engaged in Romania. They have very, very difficult time supplying their troops. Soviet Union sees that they have absolutely no troops on their border and declares war on Germany. Germany is now at war with us and the Soviet Union. Not the United States. Not the United States. This is an interesting game. We are also at war with Japan, and so is the United States, but the United States is not going to send troops to Europe because they're not at war with Germany. I think we're going to see some massive redeployments of troops over here. But I think most of these units are either... They're going to need to go over here and try to defend against the Soviet Union. Well, this is a cliffhanger if I've ever seen one. Thanks much for joining me. I wonder how long... I don't think Germany is going to survive very long. We've got most of their army pinned down here. They need to retreat really quickly and set up for a counter to the Soviet invasion of the homeland. So yeah, thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.